Is starting a candle business worth it? Define worth it. My channel. We're sipping an iced latte today, and I'm actually not in a very aesthetic setup at all. I'm gonna be really real with you today, because when you own a candle business, there's really nothing aesthetic about it aside from when you're at a market or you're doing a branding photo shoot. That's literally it, because every piece of the business is actually kind of messy and overwhelming. So that's the reality here today. I've been pouring some custom candles for a bride. If you're new to my channel, I make candles. I have a Canadian candle business. I'm based out of Calgary, Alberta, and British Columbia, Canada. I go between the two provinces, and basically I am an entrepreneur. I work in the kind of digital creation realm, but I also am a serial entrepreneur, and I've developed a candle business in the last year. And so the reason for my video today is to talk to you about my 1 year in business, how it's been, and what I would do differently if I were to start all over again. And honestly, most of all, has it been worth it? So my experience in work has really nothing to do with like crafting or making supplies. I actually went to school for acting. I am an actor. I worked in film and television for many years. I'm an online creator. Check out my Instagram, cornelia.audrey, if you like to follow along on just like entrepreneur and lifestyle based content. I'm honestly just somebody who wants to develop multiple streams of income, and building out a candle business has been a way for me to add another addition to my income stream. So just a bit of like context, I have a full-time job as a producer and creative strategist for an agency, like a marketing and advertising agency. I have a YouTube channel and an Instagram, which don't yet pay me, but I'm working towards that. And I'm also a CGC creator, which means that I create videos for brands as an actor. I have an agent for acting. And then I have a real estate business as well. Well, it's not a business, but I have a real estate property which generates income. And then I also do like photo and video work for clients on the side as well. And I run a blog with my best friend, which that also doesn't pay yet, but that's the end goal, is to be able to sell digital products and have advertising on our blog in the long run. So I'm a big believer in building up different income streams, and candles was just another way to do that. And so today I'm going to talk about like, has it been worth that? For me, like, have I made enough money to call it worth it? What's the last year been like? I actually got a notification from Square the other day saying that I'm officially, a year ago I took my first payment on Square, and so here we are a year later, and I thought it was the perfect time to film a video. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right in. The positives, because I'm just a positive person, and I feel like that's just the best way to start. So positives. I love interacting with people. I am an extrovert, and that part of it has been really fun. I used to work in person, in film and television. I had an office, and then I would be on set a lot. So I was interacting with like tons of people every single day. Since I started working at home, ever since moving out west, it's been really hard for me to find motivation and drive in my everyday life, because I don't really feel this as much anymore, because I've come up with a really good system, and maybe having the candle business has helped. But when I first moved here, it was really hard for me, because I was like, went from seeing people all the time and having a huge group of friends to being like home alone all the time. So I was like, I need something where I can get out into the community and interact with people. So candles allows me to do that. I love going to markets. I love meeting people. I always feel so fulfilled and just happy when I leave, because I'm like, oh, my social cup has been filled. I get to deal with clients. I get to deal with, other vendors. So that's been kind of fun. I don't have markets all the time, but like during the holidays, it's super busy. And then I've had a few spring markets, and honestly, they're just so fun. I just like talking to people. So that aspect, the social aspect, has been really great for my personality specifically. I think if you are going to be somebody who starts a candle business and goes out into the community, you want to be able to talk to people. I've also obviously done a lot of content on my YouTube channel about my candle business, which I'm comfortable being on camera, but you obviously don't need to be on camera to have a candle business. Like your marketing on your Instagram, for example, doesn't need to be your face. It could just be the candles. So I kind of think it just depends on your personality, but I will say, like, be comfortable talking to people. And then another positive has honestly been just like flexing my creative skills that aren't like creative skills that have to do with like advertising or marketing or storytelling. Like, as I said, I work in the digital realm. I come from a background in acting, so I am a storyteller at heart. I'm a creative, I'm an artist, but it's all done on like my camera or editing YouTube videos, my computer. I spend a lot of time with screens. And so it's kind of fun to be creative in another way, like use my hands and like, you know, make these little things and try different scents and just use different senses to bring out my creativity. I've really enjoyed coming up with like the different scents that I'm going to do seasonally. And then of course my signature line is scents based on Canadian memories spent in nature, like based on my travels. And then, you know, coming up with seasonal scents has been really fun. You know, the names of the candles, the jar colors, the labels, like it's very creative. And I really like doing that in another way that's not involving a camera or a screen of some sort. So that's been really fun. If you are a creative person, I definitely think it like ticks that box for sure. What I love, honestly, is just like getting to hear different people's stories and getting feedback from people, and they say, you know, it reminds them of like certain moments that they've experienced in the prairies when they like prairie sunsets, or moments they've spent on the East Coast and then they want to buy Ocean Hour because it brings them back to like Nova Scotia, for example, like memories in that province. So I love that. I love the compliments of people being like, wow, like your brand is so aesthetic, your table setup is so beautiful, you know, or like, oh, I can tell you work in marketing, I can tell that you like the home and decor and design is really important to you, because that is what makes it worth it. When I've like put in a lot of work and then I go out into the community and people are so complimentary, and like I'll even see people that I've met before. Like I had a woman the other day at a market that was like, I knew it was you because I saw the booth and I was like, that's a stunning booth and it's so aesthetic, it's got to be her. It was. So it's just nice to hear that like my vision has really truly translated, like exactly what I wanted has translated into my candles. And that is with the help of my branding team, from like my original branding, but then just like the jars that I've chosen, the names that I've gone with, the colors, the scents. It really all ties in together, and like to see that come to life has been really special for me, and that has made it worth it for sure. Now to look into like the not so worth it sides after a year of being in business, like I don't want to talk negatively, but I think it's important if you are thinking about starting a business like this. Like I'm just going to be real with you and tell you the things that like I struggle with. So the first one being, there's like three big ones: time, space, and financial reasons. So time, it takes up a lot of time. Like I don't have a lot of time to begin with, but then like adding candles into the mix just like really is a time sucker, especially when I'm like doing a lot of markets. So like between the months of like September and December, very, very, very busy. Not as busy January through to April, but like still pockets of busyness. So that is kind of good. I think it's just about learning like when to put the energy into it. I haven't really set up like my online marketing as well as I'd like to, and so I think it would be busier through the winter if I had like online ads running. My Etsy account has been pretty dead since the holidays. It's really just like the market prep that is a lot of work, and then custom candle orders. I mean, I like it, it's great. It's just about finding the time and the space to be able to do it. I think like for me, I have a full-time job, I have a content creation business, I have a partner, I have friends, I try to, you know, keep up with my fitness, and then squeezing candles into it. Realistically, if I had like a child, there's no way I could do this, because I have like the extra time I have in my day is literally like an hour or two before bed when I just want to come down from a busy day. Like I start my work days by 6 a.m. every day, and I'm working on my YouTube channel and the blog. So it's like the candles kind of have to be squeezed in there, and a lot of the time it's like evenings and weekends. So I think if you're like solo and you have a lot of spare time, it's great. But if you're somebody who's already really busy, I just caution you that like it's just going to take up a lot of your time, because the pouring of the candles, the mixing, you have to wait for the certain temperatures to be ready. Like there's just so many steps that go into it that just take physical time, like cutting the wicks and labeling the jars and making sure the jars are cleaned and packaging and getting your car ready for your market. And yeah, it's just like definitely a big time suck. All right, sorry, my camera died, and in that time I've done some cleanup. So I've got some more candles here in front of me. I'm actually just wrapping up a couple orders before I go away on vacation. But anyways, where did I leave off? So the last kind of third point that would be more of a negative, I would say, is the financial aspect. Now, that is something I hope will change in the next like 6 months. At this point in time, I'm a year in. If you watched my income versus expenses breakdown that I released in January, you would see the first 6 months of my expenses, and I was in the red. I had lost money doing this. Now, obviously, that is because you're doing a lot of trial and error. You're buying a lot of new supplies. You're buying things that you need for your market. You're buying shipping supplies, a lot of things in bulk that will last a long time, or like market decor, for example, that you'll have for forever, I guess. So you know what I mean, until you need to replace it. So I think these next 6 months should be a good indication as to being in the green, but I'd like to be a lot more in the green. Like right now, looking at my finances, I'm just about balanced out for the year, almost. And actually, sorry, not the full year, but for 2024, from January to June, I'm like almost balanced. But that's because, again, I had to put in a big order of jars and scents and wax in the beginning of the year to get myself ready for my summer launch. So now my summer launch is live and I've just started selling things, but I have a ton of extra supplies left over that I should be selling through the summer, through the fall, to pay all of that off, make more money. And then going into the holidays, I will need to spend obviously money on new jars, but there won't be as much that needs to be bought in because I do have a lot of excess right now, which is good. So I just would say, like, it's not as simple as spending like $2,000. If you watched that video, you would have seen that I did spend about $12,000 in my first 6 months, and I made about $9,000 back. So I was in the green about $3,000. And then this year, I think I've spent around $5,000 already this year. And I'm just about close to making that back. So that's good because we're only in June. But it's still a lot of money going in and out. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're planning ahead. If you're in a bit of a tricky financial situation, it's definitely not like the best get rich quick venture. That's my opinion on that. So I don't know, like, will I do candles forever? I'm not sure. I really enjoy it. I don't know how life's going to change in the next few years when it comes to like just like my family changing, with my job, with my, you know, direction that I want to go in. I really do think I will continue with candles because I do love it. But if it continues to be something that like takes a ton of my time and a ton of my money, I don't know if it's worth it. It's just not one of those businesses that can run on very little time, effort, or inventory. So that would be my opinion on it. Like, I definitely love it, and that's why I keep doing it. It's a passion project, but it's like, I wouldn't say it's like easy money by any means. So those are my honest thoughts. Thank you for watching. I do want to be releasing as many candle focus videos as I can because people really like those. So stay tuned through the summer. I just wrapped up a 12-week wellness series, or sorry, I'm wrapping up. I have 2 more weeks to post still on YouTube. So if you're interested in like wellness and entrepreneur content, take a look at that playlist. And then I will also continue to just talk about how I structure my days as an entrepreneur and how I'm building out different income streams because I love that kind of content and I hope you do too. So thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It means the world. And comment down below. Let me know what you took from this video. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk soon. Bye.